And first on the show, we are cutting across to some breaking news coming in, as the MHA has now issued an advisory warning people about using the video conferencing app Zoom, as the government says that it compromises data safety and has issued guidelines for those who still want to use the app. The advisory that has been issued, where the government has clearly stated that Zoom is not a safe platform, and the advisory that clearly states that those private individuals who still use Zoom for private purposes may kindly do so, but following the guidelines. Aishwarya Kapoor, our political editor, joining us on this broadcast. Aishwarya, in the given times, considering everyone is literally working from home, Zoom is a very widely used app for personal and professional purposes, as it can have a lot of callers come in on one call at the same time. But the government now issuing this advisory, also saying that even if people want to use this app, the guidelines must be followed. What are those guidelines?
Point of time, what we are being told that the government of India has told very clearly all its official employees that it will not be using Zoom. So that is number one, that no official government of India, either department or for any video conferencing, Zoom will not be used. That is something which has been made very clear, that Zoom is a software which will not be used, first. And secondly, we are also being told that the government of India is also coming up with its own social networking platform for video conferencing, which will have all the appropriate bug controllers, because what we are being told that the data from this very software, and the Information Technology Ministry raised a red flag around a week back that it's selling its data. Zoom is selling its data to several international players in the international market, and that has become a real point of concern in this regard. And that's why the government of India and now the MHA has raised a red flag in it, and it has also advised all its government offices that not to use this very particular software for official businesses. If certain individuals are using it for their pleasure, for their family talk, for their personal reasons, that is okay. But despite that, because there are reports that the data is being sold by this particular provider, that is what the information came in through our sources. The government of India feels that this is not safe. That's why a flag has been raised, and no government of India office will be using this particular software anymore.
Absolutely. And Aishwarya, in this very advisory, 9 points that have been put out by the MHA for those who are still wanting to use the app, most importantly, restrictions that one can or must adhere to if they want to feel secure on that app. Give us more details of it.
Well, it's all about data. And as we just said, if data is being sold by this very particular software, by this particular company, that becomes in itself a huge issue. And that's why when we say that all of those 9 points, and they say restrictions need to be there, personal usage can be allowed with certain restrictions, with certain warnings, with you need to keep your alarm up. So the best way is going to be if you can not use this, but if still you would have to use this, there are certain precautions. And as you said, those 9 terms, that what is the terminology, what information can be shared, what are the precautions, all of that has been mentioned. And there are further measures which the Government of Information and Broadcasting is going to come up later in the evening, and it's going to upload on its website as well. Because at the end of the day, what we are being clearly told that the Government of India is going to stop using this software completely. Despite those restrictions, though, there is no sudden panic. That's why those restrictions and all of those details have come out, that if any particular individual would want to use it, they can, but with those particular reserves and those precautions keeping in mind.
All right, Aishwarya, thank you for those details.